nightclub experience ready for you. Want to party first class in New York City with the first class live percussion? Join Tommy Carlucci as you witness what it's like to be the life of the party for the party of your life. The Humanities Communication Arts Department at Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now join your host, Claire Farrar, to meet the new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you are about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes, working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 3 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about these themselves and the productions that they are planning, and give you the chance to know them and watch their programs throughout the semester. Our guest today is the NCC Film and TV Production course percussionist since the age of 5 years old. He also has been a DJ since 2004, currently working for Jimmy D Music Production in White Plains, New York. We would like you to meet today's guest, Tommy Carlucci.
Thank you. Thanks.
Hi. So, we know that you are a DJ, but most of all, you've been a percussionist over 10 years. Can you tell us what motivated you to become a percussionist, and how did you get into Jimmy D Music Productions?
Well, basically, I've been a drummer all my life, and I guess I'll never stop drumming. I got my first drum set when I was 5 years old, and that was for Christmas. The movie That Thing You Do also inspired me because they were just a local band trying to make it big, and the drummer was always my favorite. And every time I'd see him drum, I'm like, I want to do that. When I came into Jimmy D Music Productions, I was 16 years old. Actually, one of the MCs DJ'd my father's 50th birthday. And at the time I was 14, and I was like, oh man, I want to do this. I want to work for the company. I told him I was a DJ. I kept sending him my mixtapes and stuff. And then finally, when I got into the company, when I turned 16, I took my drumming skills that I had that I was taught from in high school, because I did the high school drum line, and also applied them behind a live percussion setup. Live percussion setup basically includes bongos, timbales, cymbals, tempo blocks, tambourines, cowbells, and whatever else you could throw in there. Basically, I just love my job, and I love putting a smile on people's faces, and if they walk away at the end of the night with a smile on their face, then so do I.
That's awesome. Did you see the movie Drumline?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah?
Yeah. Actually, the drumline that I was in high school, we went out to Dayton, Ohio for World Championships, and we came in 6th in the nation in our class.
Oh, that's awesome. I remember that.
Yeah.
Stanford High, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a lot of
They
fun.
have a good band.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah,
I love being on the drumline there.
yeah. I wish I could play drums. Could you tell us why you decided to take TV production course?
Well, basically, I just love the art of editing. I've been around TV production around my whole life, considering my parents and sister work for World Wrestling Entertainment. My parents worked there for 23 years, and my sister is an associate producer there for 5 years. She works on one of the top shows, Monday Night Raw. I currently intern there now as a digital media logger, which means I just watch old school and new school tapes, and I pretty much put them in the system, in the database, and type what I see. For sure, definitely TV production is my major, and just being behind the scenes in TV production has always caught my eye.
What are some of the most useful things you've learned in this course?
In this course, we've learned how to operate cameras with very basic effects. I feel like you always have to start at the bottom in order to be successful and just keep working your way to the top. I also learned about sequencing and how to properly write scripts and design storyboards in order for your project to come out neat. And whatever you have set in your mind, storyboards will help you. I'm usually a Final Cut user, but learning Avid was hard at first, but as the course went by, things got easier. And finally, we got the hands-on stuff and learned all about directing and other important duties that involved in everyday live production facilities.
Now, can you please tell us about the Learning Project, Action Project, Fall, Foliage Project, and the Orange Project you've done?
Sure. Actually, the learning project, which I'm sure you're about to see. Basically, in this one, we did some long shots, as you can see. I used a fellow classmate for this. This is at the beginning of the year. Just basically starting off long, and getting closer and closer, just using different angles and just showing them, what it's like. Basically, you have the long shot, the medium shot, and then the short shot, and you have the really, really close shot.
Yeah.
We have different angles, as you can see.
That was a nice day, it looks like.
Yeah, it was really nice. I wish this weather was around right now.
I know, it's cold out.
That's what I wish for. And here's the close-up shot, and then the next shot is the really, really close-up one that we have. That one. Oh, I think that was the medium shot you just saw before. This is the close-up.
Okay.
And then you got the close-up.
All right.
I believe. There we go. Matt being the actor that he is.
Yeah.
This was called The Lost Keys. Basically, it's about somebody rushing to get a paper done and going to class, has his keys in his pocket, and as you see, he's in no rush right now. Then he finally notices the time, goes to the printer, takes his paper out, goes look on his camera and his phone, and totally forgets that his keys fall, and right there. And he doesn't notice it until an hour later that his keys are missing, until somebody else finds it for him and gives it to him that was in the class, who actually steps out and finds the keys on the floor. This is my fall project. Basically using poor man's dissolve, iris, zoom in, zoom outs, trying to get focus, out of focus, then focus. Basically just using different colors and stuff like that. That's what I like to do. I think the autumn, fall is the most beautiful time of the year. Beautiful time of the year, excuse me. And basically, as you see, it just dissolves in and out and stuff like that. This is one of my best projects, actually.
So, can you tell us about your best project you've done?
Yeah, definitely. My best project was fall. I put some music to that. We actually had to pick out our own music. That was kind of hard at first because the audio library that we have, it's nameless, so we have to just listen to it and stuff like that. This is it right here, Fall in Connecticut. That's the name of my project.
That's nice.
And basically just using different shapes to iris and use different effects, zoom in, zoom outs, like I said. That's pretty much it.
Awesome. Your project looks really interesting.
Thank you.
You had fun with it, right? So you mentioned a variety of things you've learned in this course. What was the most interesting and important skills you've learned? How will you put it to use?
Basically, the most interesting and important skill I learned in this course would probably be the simple effects, as you saw with the camera. Because when you make your movie or documentary, it looks 100 times better and more professional. Effects, like I said, such as f-stop, iris, and many others. For example, I will put these effects that I've learned to use to any other project that comes to mind in the next chapter in my learning in TV production. Also, I feel that with taking this course, you learn a lot of important information that is useful and will help you in whatever you choose to do in your TV production job. Whether switcher, CG worker, audio technician, or just a director, these tools would be put to use in order to make your film a lot better.
Today we got to meet someone who shared with us the inside look at what it's like to perform in front of people as percussionists. As a new TV director, he hopes to apply what he has learned at NCC to document other event experiences. Tommy also plans to use the new knowledge from Television One to edit other drum videos. We would like to thank Tommy for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Clay.
We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you and good day.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Claire Ferraro. I'm your announcer, Emily Drill. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.